Hi, welcome to the program. My name is Dr. Mankota. You are watching the TPN TV and radio network coming to you live from the United States of America. As I tell you my yesterday program, we guess we supposed to have been done come yesterday when Williams from Stay Red Movement. Williams now a frequent guest na this program, and a man when we want for understand what thing they go on at the country. Now then time people with the call for make them give you perspective of what they see at the country. Today, yesterday we discussed a little bit about the APC party and why what thing we supposed to do as a party for make we able for become successful in 2023. So Mr. Williams, thank you very much for coming to the program again.
I say a special thank you again to you and the TPN production and family for having me, and always they contact me when it comes to trivial issues regarding the country and regarding the lives of citizens of this country. So I tell them thank you once more.
So thank you once more. And I just want to make I start with the issue where they go on at the country. I want to start with the APC party, then I end up with the death penalty. What do you think about that? Let me start with the APC party. I know say quite recently the APC don't pull out a list where they say that the interim committee we're supposed for manage the convention for approve the draft constitution. Can you tell we viewers what actually that list they entail and why that list they and what are the motive behind this convention?
Okay. Firstly, you ask what the list entails and what are the motives behind the convention. I want to start with motives behind the convention. Well, this first phase of the adoption of the constitution. The constitution are the legal book where they regulate how the party, the governance set, and the laws them, and then the needs and the wants of the party, and the things them way are the do's and don'ts of the party also. So without a constitution for regulate the party properly, and also still will able to function well. Mm-hmm. And we understand so the party they get a constitution for 1995 constitution by virtue of the incident we happened in 2018. We get a clause in the constitution. We talk about either election or selection, and selection was used. Plenty people and frown at the 95 constitution say that election will be changed. So in future, nobody will even attempt to use them because they're not good for the party, they're not good for the democracy inside the party. Being that APC now a political party where they project democracy from within, also from outside, not more from within. And so that's why we decided to say, okay, well, now more within our quarters, make we continue with the adoption of the constitution as we settle, then we kind of put we set together. And the list, you talk about the list. Well, I happen to be part of the list. I happen to be somebody will be recommended for be part of the process.
Oh, you are one of the interim committee members?
The National Delegates Conference Committee. Okay. Organizing committee. I happen to be a member.
Okay.
In that regard, what the party decides to do now for collection after you get the secretariat, we start from the deputy chairman and leader, then you get representatives from all the factions in the party. And what the factions, I mean organs and positive parts, because they say factions, so people can misinterpret and say that people are elements they are against the party or people are against the party. No. These are different branches and supporting organs within the party, like the Women's Congress, like the Youth League, like the Diaspora Wing. You get representatives from all of these ones. So we all will come together and put ideas in place and get several other committees then we be regulated for make sure say the adoption of the constitution come out fine, and other programs of events then we include the National Delegates Conference which will take place soon.
Okay. So this list we understand say now we're not supposed to pick the delegates or the chairman and leader and the secretary, now they're supposed to pick the delegates. We not just oversee the election process, the convention process for whether they can vote and make sure say them vote correctly, right?
Yes, perfectly correct. We not there for select candidates for go vote or anything. We just there for regulate as a committee to make sure say we put people in place, like minds in place, where we will put different committees that will regulate the adoption of the constitution and several other conferences. We all work and for make sure so we organize everything well. That's all. We work with to go choose either the vote or either not the vote. And we constitution, the old one and the new one get a clause we certify the area of either tangible or either legally they're in the position for votes and party. So it's also the committee will land for go choose people and they already will serve in any capacity they do.
Okay. So let's look at the court order where them being put together by Justice Fisher. He talk about go ratify the constitution, but he also talk about trying to resolve the membership issue. Now we're also responsible for that, or this also get for done by the Secretariat and the chairman?
Come again, I don't get you clearly.
Okay, what are the time for talk about
the court order?
Yeah, the court order clearly talks saying, all right, we now go ratify our constitution and also resolve membership issues, because I understand saying the party Secretariat been claiming saying certain people, especially some members of the NRM and party, this guy Alfred Conte, they're not members of the party. So are you guys responsible for that, or no? Now the Secretariat and the chairman are they responsible for go resolve that part of the order?
Okay, make this part clear first for the benefit of citizens every listen. Firstly, we party now a very democratic party. The APC we run by what we call constitution and bylaws. Now we get this constitution where we go amend. Inside the constitution, it show who that get right for participate and who that not for participate. Inside the constitution, it clearly states how you able to ascend or how you able to become a member of the party. So if the constitution, by virtue of the prescribed regulations within the constitution, you know, qualify for serve in any capacity in the party, or you know, qualify for calling yourself a member, I think that therefore be done by the constitution. No individual not get the mandate for making it interpreted in your way, except by waiting the constitution don't prescribe. So if there are laws or there is law or there are allegations that certain people are not members, I believe say that means say the constitution, I just say I not accuse nobody. Yeah. But that's supposed to mean say the constitution, according to the prescribed regulations that the constitution, they don't satisfy all them prescribed regulations in it. Because if they follow their regulations in it, I think to say they're supposed to be legal members, but not on the decision of any one person, at the decision of the constitution. And that's exactly we party on the follow, and that's exactly we party the follow, the continue for follow.
So let me emphasize on that. I remember I know say correct me if I'm wrong, but the constitution, like you say, it gets a process. If somebody not a member, like you say, let's say somebody is a member, and before you expect that person there, you get for good certain processes, not to so before you really just sit down and tell somebody say you're not a member of the APC party, not to so.
Of course, yes, you are right.
Yeah. So for example, let me give you an example. Mohamed Kamara Mansari, we now be a member of the APC party before then tell us not to a member again. Number one, he now being director of Youth League na American I am. In fact, the Feed the People program now one of the pioneers where then carry go a lot of food, one container where Yansane na Ingo oversee them thing then the way Yansane president people and the but we can understand say Mohamed Kamara Mansare was I don't know if they call that expel or based on what in talk he said and tell and say he not a member. So now then kind complication and they some people they look and say, okay, are we following the constitution or are we doing things the wrong way? So what you, for example, again, some NRM member we go to court, I think say then tell some of them then tell them say they are not a member. Are we going are we doing the right thing or there are certain few people within the party where they just they look at certain people say either they disagree or something and say you are not a member. So this is the reason why the court say una go sit down and look at the constitution and try to resolve them to them. What thing are you take on that?
Okay, first of all, make a start from the judge. The judge make a statement na the court where he make it clear. He say the constitution of the APC now a very, very concrete and a very, very it was professionally done. Make I just put that way for normal.
Yeah.
Before explain them. So it was professionally done. You know, they say follow them, it all read them through, and trust me, they appreciate and able for commend the one them who even write the constitution. So the constitution make them clear to a certain extent. So we're not gonna go amend our constitution. The constitution not get issue. For say the judge say for go amend the constitution. No, constitution not get no issue. Now make I come to the area of Kamara. Kamara, according to what you tell me, you say Kamara say the sales of party, you know to member again. They give you the issues them will lead to that. Explain in detail waiting lead to that. When you get them from Kamara, you able to get them from the other source again for put all two together now and tie the knots. Because I'm not sure say at the comes to make a just land. I'm not sure say we do justice. If somebody come and talk something, they will not listen from the other side. Because waiting I believe, I want to give you an example for proof say whatsoever happened between Kamara and whosoever or the party, I believe say the party take legal action. Why are they say this? Now this. Regards the NRM incident, I want to take very close close to home or close to chest something. Something just happened. I just want to take something quite recently happened. We got for Peter Conte, the NRM and all that. There is no declaration from the party of any sort we condemn any of the individuals that despite all their activities that are against the party. We get other members of the party where they use outrageous words them and vulgar statements them against stakeholders and the party, the cost money cost and all, against people like Secretary General Ambassador Yansane, the chairman and leader and several other people. But we will not ever a party come out and say that they dispel people and they just because of this. The party not function that way. So if the party take an action against Kamara, it is good that we investigate what things transpire and understand from this side and this side before we take judgment. Because me own party will sabi, not just to take judgment because like you hurt me not the Secretary General or me not the chairman and just to take judgment. No. If the party for not do that, if we don't expel all the people that against the party, then we don't know we say we're gonna put in our party. You can but the party not do them. Before that the party go court, decide to follow the process, give ears to the people where they sue the party or they pursue the party, even to an extent that the party decides to go through a whole constitution and make all the amendments them where the NRM, when they're supposed to don't expel from the party, where the NRM projects, these are the problems. They come to them down, they will enter you. So you knowledge again before I answer. The national delegates organizing committee we just set. You see the list we did on social media. I don't know which day, but it is social media. The NRM, both of the NRM said the one way don't come join the party now for support the party, and the one way still oppose the party, then as Peter Conte are part of that committee. So that tells you the party is very democratic and a listening party. Whether they jail you, kill you, or do anything to you because you talk against me. No, who they call you back, you don't more talk more understand we say properly.
Okay. Let's go back to Mohamed Kamara Mansare because that's very, very important. When I talk about, it's not, I was not talking about the party itself. I'm talking about individuals we get problem with people then they just decide on they tell people then say, well, you not remember again. Now we go back to
Mr. Moderator, I record you. You say individuals of the party just tell people then. Come on, remember, I want to make you give me from the other side of the story.
If you just hold on, and I will give you the other side. Okay.
Okay.
Me and Kamaremba, let me give you a brief history. Now, me and Kamaremba go na salon in 2015, and we go na Amadea school. We go give speech there, and Nadi Kamaremba tell me say, oh man, it sounds like say people then like me. He want for run. I tell and say no, I don't think saying the right thing at this particular time. So the problem for make I able just summarize them. The problem with Kamaremba was when he come America back, so he prepare, he go meet the president, and as by Koroma tell and say he want for can replace Anes by Koroma after Anes Koroma in term done, in second term done. He go back to Yansane, he go tell him the same thing. So after that, Kamaremba starts campaigning. The problem with Kamaremba been get is he been they use the logo of the APC party. Yansane not been like that for make Kamaremba do them. At that particular time, the Kamaremba, before he even declare his intention, Kamaremba already don't apply for upgrade in membership to executive level. So the process was going very well. But after Kamaremba began to use the logo for campaign, for talk to people there, they put flyers them. Now the problem can they now one tell them more than call and say they're not continue with in process again for get a new card, and so he not to a member, and would I tell him now Alhaji Usman Fode Yansane, me personally I interview Alhaji Fode Yansane about this. In tell me say we be the talk say if I get the other side. Now the other side they tell you so now. Yeah, Alhaji Fode Yansane tell me personally, you see, Kamaremba was never a member of the APC party. So therefore, there is no need even for me to discuss about this. Now, so Alhaji Fode Yansane tell me, and upon this particular program, people that know we've been listening to that for say. I try for say, okay, Kamaremba was a youth director of Youth League na American. Yeah, you yourself don't go please Kamaremba where they can go down that container for make them feed the people on behalf of the APC party. So, but we understand say there was some kind of something where they go around between the party where they not be want for make anybody go out there begin the campaign on EU when the party not give them the authority. EU problem was he did not obtain any authority from the party, but for make Yansane just sit down and say Kamaremba was never a member of the APC party. I not blame the party, not the individual Yansane, because if somebody was a member of the party and you want to expel them, you get to go through certain processes. That was the point where I've been trying for me. Your turn.
Okay, now make I just say something. You talk about an area where, according to the party prescription set of rules where the governing party, where the party not honor you with a title, like for example, they make you the candidate where they represent the party in a particular by-election or in a particular election phase. As member of parliament, councillor, mayor, whatsoever, simple as an individual at the council. When the party not give that authority for representing it, you know they use the party symbol. I can make you understand that. For example, at the camp, I want count on side, but I want clear some side another area first. For example, me and in a contender for the we in a contender we want come out for flag as a flag bearer for the party. You have no right, according to the party, for use the party in symbol. You have no right. No organization or the APC will get right for use the party in symbol.
That's true.
Except authorized. Then, if me now, for example, also don't contend, the after convention don't choose me, I get all the right for use party symbol. So I don't know what transpire, but they tell you say, if Kamaremba use party symbol, the party call him to book tell and say, hey, this stop him, he continue, stop him, he continue. The party le complete. For example, maybe I just say this. Page 40 of the APC Constitution, 1999 Constitution, I'm quoting from Article 8, 8.1. It says disciplinary of party members shall be exercised by the respective party committee or disciplinary committees of the party, depending on the level of which disciplinary measure is called for. Depending on the level. Again, the same Article 8, 2A, it says anti-party activities. The way you talk about using the party symbol and anti-party activity first. Anti-party activities or conducting himself or herself in a manner which is likely to embarrass the party or bring party into hatred, contempt, ridicule, or dispute in whatever manner. That means actions will be taken against such person. That's now one area I want to tell you. I don't know. I've never seen the registration of Kamara, nor I don't ever ask of him. So I don't know if really I be a member or whatsoever transpire. But if I say it happen, if I like you say happen, I think to say no right. If I like you say it happen, for me somebody just declare say you to member again by virtue of the person's decision by himself. But if that decision they don't come off from a committee, as you see Article 8, Section 1, we talk about say there's a committee. If you don't come from the committee, then it is upon the custodian of the constitution, we happen to be the Secretary General, for making alter the statement against you saying, hey, you are no longer a member. Because that is a regulation, a decision taken by the committee.
Yeah, but the point exactly
you don't blame the Secretary General for altering his statement when might don't come out from the disciplinary committee.
No, but okay, that exactly that's the point why the time for talk about. And we as APC members, we need for actually pay attention to that. You understand? We get to follow the constitution. When somebody violates we norms and rules and regulations, let's go through the process. Like Kamara, so like when he violates that rule there for say he use the logo. The best way for being do that committee then are supposed for sit down and say, you know what, this person don't violate this person don't violate this, with the expel them. And the person
and the custodian of the constitution now wait now for making it under the party because we regulate when at the general. We're supposed now will landing. So if now if I go tell you, I ain't gonna tell you.
Yeah, but this nigga nothing for do with the committee. The point I don't think say you don't understand the point what they type for. The point is they say Kamara was never a member of the APC party. So it not even need the committee for sit down.
I not see at the counter, may not tell you argue, please. Now that's what I guess. I say I not ever see the registration for confirm whether he was or he was never. I say I not see him. I say number two, if that decision they be taken after I be don't register, like you say no more now, so it happened then it wrong. Now that's what I talk.
Yeah, I agree with you. We just try for talking about. I agree with you. Yeah, I just try for agree with you. Say yes. If that is the case, and some of we were then at the American, we know Kamara at that particular time. Say that time day, we know say Kamara was a member of the APC party. Kamara was not even a member; he was an executive member of the APC party now the Washington chapter. So, but now some of them things they will get for look into and make sure say, because if it happened to Kamara, it could happen to me tomorrow, it could happen to you tomorrow, maybe with a different executive. So we get for make sure say when we put laws, now we follow the laws, and now we go through the process of eliminating somebody. Like let me give you an example. Samsumana, when they want for expel them, then go through the process. The committee sit down, and make sure say them do everything with way possible before ever they expel them. That way, Samsumana get the opportunity for go appeal. But when somebody without any committee sitting down, because when I talk to Yasanet said me say there is no need for any committee because he knows say Kamara was never a member. You see, but anyway, that don't pass. So when is if you want to respond to that before we go to the next topic, you get a chance for do that.
No, as you say, then it don't pass. And as I say, I'm gonna get detail from both sides for understand the fact.
Yeah.
So move.
Okay, so when is this convention going to take place?
Well, the committee not come up yet with any prescribed date, but I can only tell you say soon.
Oh, soon. Okay,
because you can
soon.
make you understand again. Tomorrow, the party gets for we dispose of our court again because we don't the process. I think I just left another way.
Okay, all right. So now let me also talk about this particular Alfred Conte issue. So we know say Alfred Conte issue still there against the party. What do you understand whether this particular issue will go able for pull that outside of the court and go sit down as family for discuss? You get any idea whether that's going to happen or not?
It's going to happen. That's going to happen. And again, I use the word SOON, soon.
Okay.
One thing where I want to say, there is no married house where disputes not there, no family not there, where chamot not there.
True.
But no matter that chamot, the Gunanega can talk say family tick the bend, but you know they go.
Correct.
It's possible. It's normal for make something like this happen. But trust me, the party they try for settlement. That I assure you.
Okay. Now let me talk about the council for former councillors. Where now you say put that report there in social media. Tell me about this group, this new auxiliary group.
Okay. Anyway, so before I begin talk, I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to go too detailed, but I will tell you which I think is necessary for tell you.
Okay.
Well, the formation of this particular group, now the fact that councillors them we don't serve the party diligently in the past, they are fit to come together because the more we come together for support candidates them where they vie for positions them, more especially from the council level. I think to say, for example, most of these councillors were voted for by their wards. You get me? Because they are popular within those wards.
Yeah.
Now there is somebody else taking the honors or serving in the capacity, or there will be somebody else where go come say, okay, you know what, I want to stand and the party go stay and fit say this person can do better, but we give this person chance. So the role of this committee now, each councillor for come on board for support. So that means say your own popularity, my own popularity can come together for support the party. So that's the need. Number two, for support the party in activities them what the party they engage in. There are several activities, there financial activities and other kind of activities where the party they engage in. The councillors they look and say, you know what, we can't just sit back looking from far, from a microscope angle or whatsoever it is. We can't sit back. We need to come close. We need to be part of the process. And we need to give a hand to the party. So on that reason, they decide to come close for support the party for enhance positivity within the party from different sectors and different ways.
So immediately after you put that note, that report, a lot of people then begin to read that and get some kind of another way them call them because it's yeah, exactly, something like that. Say, well, first of all, I don't know whether you do it intentionally or not. They tell you for you give a report without even mentioning any name from their group. Then they was it intentional or a mistake?
Yes, it was intentional. Because why it was intentional? Make I just stand this. The person named Provisional Uncle and the present chairman for the committee. But there were several people who give cogent input during the meeting. Okay. And me, I want to, when I start, I will finish. When I begin call name, I will call all the names.
Yeah.
So since I say, okay, you know what, I can't mention all the names and all the statements there. Make I just give a summary to people. It's just a summarized sketch of it all. I said, okay, make I just give a summary. And I decided when it comes to the councillors, not for including names. Also, they know more. I also mentioned, say, the financial secretary of the party was there, the national organized secretary was there. I never called their names. I only call the Secretary General Usman Fudi and Sanai. Even the Youth League president was there. I never mentioned his name. I just mentioned their capacity. That's all.
So are you willing now for giving the chairman of this group a name today?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Other secret. Soon you go see the chairman statement. This will have a contact the chairman, make a do an interview with and director. They introduce himself. Since it's a new group, make him get the opportunity for introducing himself.
Exactly. You know what's in the course na social media, right? Some people they don't begin talking and say some of them people then they way them also na yansane auxiliary group where it you don't set back. You don't read some of them things. So based on what you understand, I'm not saying you know to a spokesman for that group there, but since now you bring the reports, so is it true that this is just another tactics by the Ansane? You know, tell me exactly what you think.
Okay. Not only that I did the report, but I was there. And I was consulted by the team also before ever the kind of party office because they wanted my presence. Now, make I say this. Yansana was never a councillor, so think out the idea. So I want to make you understand that side first. Secondly, this is a raw initiative from the councillors themselves. Why not I mention the fact before I start to talk, say I was part of the process, I was there. Now, because it was a shock to the party for even know say people and get such brilliant minds will come on board. Now, make I just say this. These people don't serve that party beyond Payansane in time, during Payansane in time as Secretary General, and it's way in order as Secretary General, and we don't come back as Secretary General. These people cannot be influenced by Ambassador Yansane, and they tell you that fact. They cannot be influenced because this committee is open to all former councillors. No. There's this fact, make you understand this. Every councillor will don't again for confirm what they say in a positive intent. Now we have a committee, I don't know what it comprised of former members of parliament. You understand? We have an organization for former members of parliament. It's in existence. Then now we have a committee for former councillors. So why we not say the former members of parliament, which was in existence long before 2018, was not influenced by Ansane, but now when the councillors decide to follow the footsteps of members of parliament, we said it was influenced. No, it's normal. You get me? It's just normal that soon, some time ago, if APC can 1, 2, 3 presidents, they all alive, they will form a team of former presidents. You get me?
Okay.
So the thing is not influence. It's just like something where I say, hey, this is necessary and this is fit that to come together and make this. Make I give another example again. Whether people look at this way and not look at that way, I just use them as an example. The big six. These big six, if you look into them, now people don't serve as flag bearer contenders then. Now instead of come together and form that kind of thing. So it's just the same kind of thing. People are just say, you know what? Let's put ourselves together because we participate with the fact for now unifying ourselves. Let's put ourselves together from different sectors then. You get me? And at this all the blossom with that kind of good thing there. The people then they sit down, then they accuse say when a Payansane with this initiative, I think to say if now so let us applaud Payansane. But we tell and thank you because it's a very good initiative. If they encounter them, that means it's positive. I know they talk for Payansane, but they look at the initiative and if you say an end grant, that means say it is a positive one. That means for applaud Payansane. Because this means strengthening the party from the world level. When means say creating a platform for make we win 2023 already. So I think there's only for applaud them now say you.
All right. So let me ask another thing where they go on social media right now. I don't know whether you take notice or not. There are people right now because me no say you know somebody we are very, very straightforward and I not think say you don't take sides, but there are some people within the social media where they accuse the state-led movement for say they are actually now taking sides. I know say some people that can talk with it and get for talk, but is state-led movement part of any group within the candidates where they try for vie from this position or the state-led movement in neutral?
Please allow me, thank you very much for this question. Let this question pass all. Please allow me to go back to history, just one step backward to history. Yeah? And state-led movement was formed in 2016, registered with the mighty APC in 2017, to be precise on the 2nd of October 2017. We registered as an affiliate body, media body to the mighty APC. Now, during that time, 2017, the state-led movement was not a household name within the party. In fact, it was not known within the party. You get me? But trust me, during the time we get to convention where the people like John Bonner Fisher and several other people, the Kefala Mara, the Samua Kamara and several other people, they contend for the 2018 flag bearership Trust me, steroid movement was in existence. But there is no flag bearer, I repeat again. No can give reference. Say, but 2018, that company, you should have had that. You could have done it. But the party they tell you, steroid movement was with us. In fact, make you understand. After Dr. Samora Kamara wins become the flag bearer for the APC in 2017, Namakeni, I will tell you now, say, steroid movement is the only, I repeat again, ONLY, capital block letter, in fact, a block letter bill, where they bill Auschwitz, make them bigger, was the only group inside the APC where the APC attached to Dr. Samora Kamara personally. Say on a server. You know why that happened? Because we were neutral. If we don't take sides 2017, then that means they don't go attach with to run again because we already get complicated minds. We mind dirty, we might not do right job. But because we are neutral, that's why we are the only body, the only organization within the party structure, a part of Youth League, where they are attached to Dr. Samora Kamara in camp. And now we be the coordinate cut across the country from Freetown, Lonsal, My 91, these are that everywhere we send representatives every single day. And steroid movement be involved with other people and we come join the team for make sure say we become the foot soldiers. When I say we they coordinate for Samoa Kamara, not fit to say like people like just sit down and begin go do house for house campaign. Not to that too. We begin at Dr. Samoa Kamara office. Wherein, for example, today Dr. Samoa Kamara gets 7 invitations cut across the country. This group wants here and this group wants here. They attend one, they not go to attend all, they go attend 2 or 3. The rest of them, now they represent Dr. Samoa Kamara. That means we get authority for talk on his behalf. We get authority like me, now one person. We get the authority for talk on Samoa Kamara in behalf. More commodity. Now when we come to 28, more come to now. It's 2017. When nobody knows Sabu, we defend fame, we defend favor, we defend lane at the APC party office. 2017, we will launch a movement inside party office. Now the hall. We were not allowed. 2017. We were not allowed. Because they're not be Sabi, they look and say, this kind of group is. You get me, eh? Mm-hmm. Now, they're telling now for don't join one of them flag bearer, they are for me help me. But no, we did not. Now, 2018, when steroid movement in name, in fact, the party in name is steroid movement now. You get me, eh? Mm-hmm. When we slogan, say we are ready and ready, 2023, that we know, we don't become a household name at the party. Now we go to research. We tell them we defend lane, we defend opt-ins, we not do one, and now we go to research, it's not possible. Now, make I go to another area again because we are all humans. Let's be real now. Every single individual, any kind we get for votes or get for support or whatsoever, it got somebody who elect. Including me, I go get somebody who elect. You get me? Mm-hmm. But what's in the thing of steroid movement? Your personal attachment or your love for whosoever you think to say you elect, if you left inside your heart, you know they implicate them or complicate the steroid movement with them. You know they go to them, relate to any person personally because of that. The government conduct interviews with almost all flag bearers, almost all, not all, from 2018 to now. You get me? Eh? We don't meet with almost them all. The reason why make them they give you access to them platforms them or access to themselves are because they know say we're genuine and neutral. You get me? Eh? Mm-hmm. Now, if we own constitution inside the steroid movement LBC, every comrade of the mighty APC will get program with gear so was pushing the party forward. For example, if Kamara right now they go now Dokoti to go donate finance to people, trust me, now APC they get the good names. Steroid movement they go there for go cover the program. We they go there for go again cover the program. That not means attached to them. When anti-corruption called Dr. Samoa Kamara, I did an interview with him. In fact, I make a statement, they say, may God make what you hope for, may God give you. And I make that same statement with all of my comrades that are contending for flag bearership. All of them, I make the same statements with them. Because my role and responsibility are for enhance and support the party and support my comrades, positive comrades, not negative. Except if I the supporter, I find out saying a personal something you follow, or like for example, you get your rally. I only go there, maybe the party say, okay, we'll cover up. But in reality, I will not be part of your dancing. I will not. And steroid movement, none of our members will be.
Right. So who is actually the leader of steroid movement?
Who is what?
The leader of the steroid movement.
The leader of steroid movement has always been William of steroid movement, and that is me, I, and myself.
Oh, okay. So So now you don't clarify for say steroid movements not to support any candidate. So that is.
I want to come with something. I want to clear something, please.
Okay.
I want to clear something, please. I'm not going to make a long again.
Okay.
Now, the issue where they confuse people in our social media, now a rumor where Adebayo be get, Adebayo do audio where talk say steroid movements. I want to clear this. Somebody say una go visit Sam Sumana. I mean Sam Sumana give una motoka. You know, it's very simple and easy. You get me? You see, I tell you first, say my name appear another committee because of the party know what we do within the party and with genuinity, the genuineness of the steroid movement and the non attachment of the steroid movement. Now, after Adebayo make this statement, plenty of people begin look at some people and conclude, not true or a lie, whatever it is. But make this clear. Dr. Usman Fode Yansane, Secretary General of the mighty APC. So I call him name, one but no one know his name. See, now he had the top votes. Now he called William of steroid movement and say somebody where they admire una work. After we come up there, Momo Conte na so rest in peace na Kamara. Now somebody that admire una work. He wants to donate a vehicle for una because he says some of una strand, una vehicle broke down, una vehicle Kamara. You get me? So on that note, I asked Ambassador Anthony, I told her this person. Now he said, I will make the person call you. But the person, you don't want them meet with you and want they talk. And the person is a woman. Is a woman. You get me? And make an online say this. The movement get fleet of cars. Not to that car no more. People in the jump with one car. We get fleet. You get the movement get fleet of cars what they use for programs. Because we get people that won't know what they do. We know the kind of social media for talk boku. The movement then they go on every single day, mobilize and galvanize. Even I can use the word cultivate. Because there are certain people and the idea about politics, they don't even care about politics. And they will tell you, I must see our old people. They meet them 60, 70 also care about voting. Now when they bring them come, then our first time voter to we. You get me? So this is the complication and all that.
So was there any time when the current potential candidates will give steroid movements money?
Potential candidates like the one the way they run right now for this candidate's position. Okay, make it clear this way. We get with national activities then. Like for example, we can get with dinner every February 14. When we get with dinner, we write letter to Parliament, to the Secretariat and all that. We invite them. And we invite every sober-minded candidate, comrade of the mighty APC, from all levels, from the mayor, the council, the former aspirants, the former members of Parliament, present members of Parliament, the Secretary General, other people, individuals, who say support the party, and organizations outside the party, where they support the party, we invite them all to programs. Most of them will say, okay, then come. Some of them will say, okay, then put something in an envelope and give. Some of them will not. You get me? And also all the time they happen, because most of the time they happen. But steroid movement, we independent for we say when it comes to all things. You get me? So in that case, if I tell you say no, I lie for you. If I tell you say yes, it depends on the intention where you want to read the yes. But if I tell you say yes, trust me, I not talk true when it comes to the fact that they bribery, but I talk true when it comes to the fact that they support whatsoever occasion we get that moment day. And it's a collective thing. When we do we program, we always make sure say this person they can, that person they can, they all they get the same opportunity for give speech if they allow them for give speech. So except it's very so they support all the candidates, then I will agree say yes that's true because we invite them all.
Okay. All right. I think say a very good answer that one day. The reason not to make I ask you that answer, because right now the way we party don't be, we don't see so many auxiliary groups. Some of them then they go on one side, and some of them then they go on the other side, and that make some of them what they call them. Now, before we go to the death penalty, probably the death penalty will get for do a number very short because we don't almost go out of time. Before we go at the death penalty, what do you think about the kind campaign, negative campaign where they go within the party by some auxiliary groups, members or individuals, we just they no more focus one candidate over the other one cost candidates. What thing are you take on this? Do you think this is going to cause the party more problem when we don't get with candidates for bring the party together?
Okay, firstly, I just want to clear one mistake when you make. You use the word auxiliary group. There is no auxiliary group within APC where they call APC. No auxiliary group. Everybody get rights according to the constitution, national constitution as alone for grab one day and form group. And we have so many of them on social media. But auxiliary group, I mean a registered group to the party, there is none. We the party, we are no off. We the cause attack the party, we are no off. We register as an affiliate group to the party. There is none. We are no off.
So okay. the state movement, the CFC, the NRM, and
CFC,
they all
NRM is not part of that thing. NRM was not and is not and have not registered with the party. But still the party they recognize them because now comrades they will recognize the part of them. Some of the comrades already now legal minded comrades them within the party or where I mean people them who the party sabi and okay with. That's why the party they give them airs.
All right, okay. Let me remove the word auxiliary because auxiliary means a sub group. Please make I make this thing clear. Also, NRM summon the party to court, not to NRM. Now individuals within NRM. NRM as an organization not get the tendency of demanding because NRM is not registered. So now individuals within NRM do them. I just want to clear that side. All right, that's fine. But let's say because some of them then they talk on behalf of, then they put their own part, their own groups, their name, now their own talk where then they talk. This we know say we get other individuals the way they come individually and say something, but some of them would they see this from this from that, you know, this person from this person from that. But the point here is, do you think because of the venomous behavior of certain individual within the party where they cause other candidates there, I mean they talk bad, don't you think that they even further divide the party? Because we don't say always in a democratic system, the primary election, there is always going to be divisions. But after the elections, we get for bring the party together, all the party groups them way been they support each candidate for make people come together and work as a team. But with this behavior, it costs this, it costs that. Don't you think that is also a big problem when we get with candidates for solidify the party?
Yes. Now the people how they do this, you are certainly right, because the people how they do this act only they dig pits and hole for where they can give problem for make we unify ourselves later. For make we harmonize the party later. APC has always been a party we believe in the principles of democracy and constitutionality. And APC is also na Kamabanti or waiting Kalabanti party where can get boss. But the issue of Mamikos, the politics of Mamikos and the politics of hatred speech against candidates has never been the case. Now, in normality, when people are contend for positions, we always get the issues that they were in. People, the supporters, them, they will become so carried away that they will attack other candidates. Them, but the way they go on so has never been the case.
Yeah,
and this thing that divide the party more, it creates more room for make people or for cracks or happen within the party. Because if you grab, for example, I will call him name. This is brother Kamara APC, where they do radio compare. Make a statement where I frown at them totally and entirely. Where it talks say, even the production where the Africanist press they make, now Dr. Kamara, now in the pass information to them from the Ministry of Finance. Women say it is send a message out there say now political undertone they play. That means say it is disapprove of the publications of Africanist press. It put some politics inside they say now because of political gains, which is wrong. At the end of the day, you are only causing injury to the party more because you know why? If the fact where they come to Sierra Leone and them, you discredit them just because you think to say you there against somebody, so you discredit that fact, you give the party more pain. If that fact's there, because the only way Sierra Leoneans understand they can't torture, whether people don't torture we as a nation. Now I'm going to say that people are really need for go out of, then need for take the door. You get me? if they know how much and they wait, but if you think I'm saying you they declare you they campaign for your candidate, and the only way they campaign for candidate, and of course other candidates then implicate them and lie for them, now going to make your candidate become popular. So you are only killing the popularity of your own candidate.
Yeah.
You get me? If you think to say for attack the party executive, now you go make your own candidate popular. I talk about Kamara APC no more again. I talk about all your one there because very because even for stay ready for ASMEG, we want the cost. And they support this candidate. When I support other candidates, no mama them this. You don't even cost me because they support other candidates for God's sake. The thing is, we need to get democracy. And people need to understand that. They need to come out from that old mentality where they get where it's like this old. Need to come out and realize each and every Sierra Leonean or each and every comrade get right for supporting candidates. Now, how you support his candidates, that's not the problem. You get me? So, not support the candidate at the detriment of the party. Make sure you put the party before you candidate and not your candidate before the party. Because at the end of the day, if the candidate win as a divided party platform, it go lost and the party go lost. Yeah. But if the candidate win on a unified party platform, trust me, there is no way we will lose 2023.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And we need for good talk to we brothers and sisters. Them, I don't say they're passionate for their young candidate, but at the end of the day, the party is bigger than anybody. My concern always is that with this animosity where they go within the party, it will make them very difficult for make we able bring everybody together. We get that problem in 2018 when we been get a divided party. Now it make we lost the election, and some of them here, like what you talk so, we no one day experience that at all within the party. So we get for sit down. In fact, I get for bring Kamara APC now the program just like where I bring you council for instance. There I also talk to them and see who side we get for find a bridge because this is a family fight, and it is expected when 2-3 people there then they contest. You get people that will support, but the support supposed to be minimal and respectful. And when they go out there and just castigate everybody, that's not a big problem. Now, let me just quickly, I just want you, maybe if you're able to summarize them because of time, what do you think of the death, the abolition of the death sentence, Nasalon? You think, say, na a good thing, a bad thing? What's your take?
Okay. Firstly, not they in support of death. Any party what they not they in support of executing people. A very reasonable reason for me to believe that now the fact that Dr. Anes Baikoma will listen to for 10 years and there is no body way will point finger say kill or slaughter anybody, it's good death penalty. So that means the party not support that first of all. You get me? But in life, there is always a reason for two things for day. When you tell somebody about heaven, you not go value heaven until you tell about hell. So if you get an option, the judge get an option for no say this penalty, I should not give death penalty to this crisis. For example, there was a military a coup d'etat, you get me, case during the reign of Dr. Anes Baikoma, as we all know. But death penalty was never the solution. So there's an alternative. Whether you can go death penalty, you can sue person for life or sentence for a few years in jail. It depends on you, the judge, for one. But there's no reason for talk say or remove death penalty because the government won't get finance from international committees then or donors them. Why make a thing to say it's necessary for make it did despite the fact that I'm not supposed to know the kill research, but it's necessary for make it did. If you did it, people don't just grab the one nest and say because they don't track and they took person, they was scared to you know what? If I do this, I might die. But when you realize say if I do this, I'll go to jail after that. After 20 years, government they give me immunity after every New Year. So possibly my name go kind of come back. You don't mean anything. So that means that you give people visa, you give them paper, you give them documents, you give them degree for me to go and chook. But they not say die, they say kill dog before dog. Make dog no say die. If they not say die in that corner, if I mistake go this way, trust me, then go avoid. Now more commodity. I don't know if you will get one more question for asking concerning this because I want to go on side where they come to the legality of them. But for say I support them, in reality, like I tell you, I don't support the killing of Sierra Leoneans, but I support the fact that before the day, for just they click or they tap people and shoulder say, hey, be careful, be careful. You get me, eh? I don't know.
Yeah,
I can go before.
Actually, now an Escroman I been put a moratorium on the death penalty. I think 2015 or so, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Yeah. So
you're correct. But why make you feel to say the government of APC not pursue them?
Because I think one of the things I talk about this about 2 weeks ago at this program. One of the things I notice is this not to the SLPP no more. African leaders they are still tied to this colonialism. You know, the Western society then get this idea because they know say we are vulnerable. We need their own money, so always then they push the money with their own agenda. And I don't say this nothing happen with the human rights we push this thing for make them abolish the death penalty. But the problem with the human rights or the Western society then they take their own culture and try for impose on the African culture, you know, and sometimes not compatible in some ways. But number one, and that make way 2 weeks ago when I talk about this, one of the questions where I put is now if you know that penalty not there, now you get for make sure say if you know somebody we actually they think about human rights as the human rights offices or department the way they talk to we, well, let them sponsor the government for make them reform we correction centers, they jails them because 2, 3, 4 people then they go sleep in one small room, and that's not a big problem, you know. So I don't know. I agree with you. There is always going to be pros and cons when it comes to death penalty. What do you think of? I don't know if you get anything before we go to the last one when the president.
Okay, no, make a deal with this one thing.
Okay,
make a deal with this one thing. I want make this be what do you say? A call for concern to every Sierra Leonean. Make it be a call for concern to every comrade. Make it be a call for concern for the parliamentarians more especially, and also a call for concern for the consortium where the organization where they govern all political parties then at this country right now. We get 17 political parties, of which 13 is part of the consortium. Now, what's the call for concern? According to the constitution, Salon Constitution, it stated a clear one say for remove such an act like the abolition of the death penalty, for remove them, it's supposed to go through a referendum. I repeat again. It said for remove such an act. Now the quotation now, if I start to defend the constitution at this book of the front me, I will kill myself in today. But you get me, but it said for remove such an act, you got to go through a referendum. Now, this act, now one of the things that we ask for referendum, it say we for go through referendum for remove this. When means say it's not on parliament for make the decision alone. It's on the people of this country for come together for make that decision. If we read the Constitution, section 108, you get the Sierra Leone Constitution. If you go into them, it gives detailed analysis about that. You talk about that a whole lot, where they talk about the referendum and how we go reach to referendum. Wait, I mean, the people we supposed to vote in a referendum.
So you say what's in the clause?
108.
108.
About referendum. Okay. The clause.
I think.
Let us just see.
Yeah, I think it go in and out.
Abolish. Hello?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're there now. You've been go in and out.
Okay. You need a referendum for abolish such an act. If the president or parliament can just grab one fine day and abolish act, hey, it's a call for concern. Because tomorrow, Mother Bill will just grab one morning, it's okay, it extend internal in office from 5 years to 7 years. What we don't create what we call precedent. What we don't create, again, I repeat, what we call a precedent, we don't jump referendum in any case. And also, if president will extend internal office, it's supposed to go to referendum again. That means like he skip that particular clause there again at the constitution. And it's deadly. The person will not that they'll just grab tomorrow morning and talk, say, if they push the election, go before. As you call. And originally, you know, that legality there.
As we don't begin here now, then they talk about 2024. I don't know who's nonsense that the way they don't begin
okay. Start. Now because of now the thing that you see that people they're very good for what they do. When it comes to opposition, when it comes to propaganda, they stab them. This thing what they do so right now for press, now test and they test the water. Trust me, it got one.
Okay. All right. I just lost we brother, I think say hold on, let me just get hold of him back for now we're able to conclude by God's power. All right, let me get him back. I think say we lost him.
The number you have dialed is busy.
Yeah, he's still in talk, but we don't lose him. I think the network.
The number you have dialed is busy.
Yeah. All right. Let me give a little bit time for America. We able to conclude. Hopefully, it can talk. Let's see.
The number you have dialed is busy.
Okay.
Please.
All right. We guest Wayne Williams from Stay Red Movement. We've been to discuss about the death penalty, and we've been to discuss back about the APC, the pending convention we will try for do probably by September. We'll try for get hold of them back if
yeah,
it's still busy.
Please call back later.
It's still busy. A number still busy. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we are hearing from we guests, I'll be one for can talk to her about another thing quickly before for being done this program. But it seems like a network not messed up over there. I did try for reach say the number is busy now. I've been suspect say the network was going down because when you been a talk now, you been go in and out. Yeah, it's busy. All right. Well, Williams, if you therefore watch this, broadcast, say, now your network now actually go off, and I've been suspect that then. All right. Now let's talk about this government. This now an interactive session. I will try again, maybe after a few minutes, and see how I will able to get hold of we brother. I think so. Yeah. So we'll get about 30 more minutes to go. Now, Junior Kado say this government cannot hide behind the guise of abolishing the death penalty while going around using their thugs to kill citizens willy-nilly to avoid themselves being accountable in the future. All right. If you get if you really get any comments, don't hesitate for put your comments in the comment section of the platform where you watch. Junior, one of the problems I get when it comes to Sierra Leone and in connection with this death penalty, I know they in favor of killing people at all. And I don't know if you watch my last broadcast on this particular topic. I gave an entire segment where the pros and cons of abolishing the death penalty in Africa, in Sierra Leone in particular. And I totally agree with you also that sometimes, you see, this government is becoming kind of a tool. And unfortunately, not to this government no more. Subsequent government, the reason we to make the late Tijan Kaba been get problem with the United States of America, where them ban them after in time of office done, where he come on a power. I know say a lot of people they don't know say the United States been banned Tijan Kaba after he left power. Is the fact that Tijan Kaba, a diplomat, the man we done in this country for a very long time before he work for the UN. He know what's in a geopolitics, so you understand. And now one time I think it been a time for deal with Iran. So the United States tell and say no, you know for deal with Iran. And imagine you as a sovereign nation, somebody is telling you that you should not deal with this person or this country or this whatever. Sometimes you want to sit down and say, hey, well, if this is the case, why am I called a president? Why am I called foreign states? You know, when you say a sovereign state, it means that that state get the authority for do things without taking any advice from any other state. Just like here in the United States, we get the power. This country, the presidents get the power for do anything without having to take authority or order from other countries. So Tijan Kaba Finance say, well, I am the president of Sierra Leone. I am working for the interests of Sierra Leone, just like any other country where they work for the interests of the young people. So he ignored that order from the United States. He deal with Iran. And because of that, after he come up power, them ban till he died in America. And that was the reason. And what make they bring this is the fact that we are still tied to colonialism. My brothers and sisters, no matter what somebody tell you, I know say most every year we celebrate what we call independence. Probably we'll get for change that title, the independence. You know, we are not independent at all. Africa is not independent because you know why? Then just switch the tactics. Instead of physically being there and control we, now they can control we virtually. Because number one, our leaders are too useless for make them able for create a module where go able where then go able for develop what we call organic economic module, wherein the governments look at the needs of its people and try to build their economy around their needs. Then they will not get them government. Then they, you understand? And this now the reason this way we get this problem. We tie to the West. We cannot function properly without taking order from the West. This is a fact. We all know that, not so. We all know that. I think say. I think your network been the mess up. I think you go up. I try for reach you now. So let me just conclude now. You've been talk about the death penalty. You want to continue before we go to the last segment?
Yes, they talk about the death penalty. Although I don't know if I have been there before.
Okay, you've been talk about we've been talk about the human rights where you push this.
I know the death penalty. I don't know if rights Anna be the but make I just say later the zero are conscious of war.
Okay.
If I want called Syrian action.
Okay.
I think they say I don't read the clause that the constitution also. That may be bingo.
Yeah, I don't know. I think say you know the read today. You just say you say I think the one way talks about the referendum. Now the referendum is been there.
Okay, I talk about different of them inside the constitution. I think I don't read them. Okay, maybe I'll go again for the benefit of the one then we not listen or the benefit of the fact that maybe not good.
Okay.
I thought clause 1083 of the constitution. I said a bill for an act of parliament enacting a new constitution or altering any of the following provisions of this constitution, that is to say this section. chapter 3 talk about section 46, 56, 76, 73, 3 times to 167. Amongst them, one of our abolish such an act like the Disciplinary within the Constitution. We continue. We say that is where we don't talk say any act of this Constitution, that is to say we don't call all them revisions that are the Constitution. We continue. It says shall be submitted to the President for his assent and shall not become law unless the bill, after it has been passed by Parliament and in the form in which it was so passed, has in accordance with the provision of any law in that the provisions of any law in that behalf been submitted to and been approved at a referendum. That means in order to become law until this thing pass or become an referendum. Now, but people learn what matter will now ask now, what's the referendum? Now make an answer. The Constitution continues. 4. It says every person who is vote shall be entitled to vote at a referendum. Look at this referendum. That means everybody, whether 18 years at this country, supposed to take part by voting for either or for allow the sections that will be made at this provision to make we understand say before you take that decision day for omit any one of them, they must don't pass now a referendum. You get me? Mm-hmm. And this now one of the clauses they're not supposed to pass now referendum. And for young workers again, for the benefit of citizens, I mentioned 46 of the Constitution, the provision when I one of them landing. Mm. Now I want make I reach to 46, make I just read them, 113, 46 and 2. 46 is subtitled Tenure of Office of the President. 46.1. It says no person shall hold office as president for more than 2 terms of 5 years each, whether or not the terms are consecutive.
Yeah.
You get me? That means nobody not for all office past 5 years. And if that means if there is anything about change for this, it's supposed to be done by a referendum. And this is supposed to be done by a referendum. Now, the bill of Kamara Parliament, it don't jump the people of this country, it don't jump the populace of Syria, it don't jump the nation, it don't go to the Parliament. You get to the President. Mm-hmm. Without totally and blatantly ignoring the people. When people do that by referendum. And if the President do this, section 46, so say for go to referendum again. Everybody like have a test to water. If you see mistake, allow this death penalty. This premature they handle and so. For make it pass. Trust me, one day matter they go for gap. The first section 46, no longer in place. They will extend the term or extend on our office. And nobody not go say anything about it.
And especially when I Indian Parliament so.
And with Parliament, not supposed to sit down. The Parliament, not supposed to sit down, such things like this they pass, they're not doing nothing. I'm so disappointed in the parliamentarians because now we committees now we sentence them now constituencies. There's no one use them to engage with people and to explain to them. Someone use the medium for reach out to people, but nothing is happening. Nothing again. I repeat is happening. It's very dangerous.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And the danger here is if only Parliament now for pass a law for extended the term of office like what happened in Guinea, we are in a big mess because I know say if Madabio, you see the differences between the SLPP and the APC. Madabio not talk about this yet, so I know one for make we begin the discuss like say in down with them color because he still gets one time, but we just the preempt because of the certain steps the way it take at this particular time. The differences between the APC and the SLPP, the APC is willing to stand up against the young party when they know him. Things we most sometimes they do it very, very dangerous. We get the mind for come out and say, no, we cannot agree with it. For example, the third term issue will become at the last term of Ernest by Corona. It was the APC themselves, we stand up, we discourage that idea. If it could have been the SLPP, probably that SLPP president for still in the power, because at that time, with the APC, we can get the majority in the parliament, and we can just do whatever we like for do. But the members then stand up and say, no, let's don't do that. I don't know. I'm not going able for guarantee for say the SLPP no go do them kind of here. So now the danger with them small test here, we Mother build the test with constitution and say how what's not the reaction?
I agree with you, Les, my brother. I cannot agree with you, Les. When we talk so now, the reality is that the SLPP they get the opportunity to forget majority in parliament, and also that kind first way the Guam bring come to the party say they extend the power in state and power. If the SLPP get that kind of position, that time they further execute them.
Yeah.
They further execute and clean. Because that time Dr. Anes Baikoma forget about parliament was very popular within the country. And it's still popular within the country. But that people are a very unpopular president, like the most unpopular, including Johnny Paul Kokumade and all one of Omeku, the most unpopular president. He wants them for 4 seasons of power. And one thing, some people are the sense of thought for everything. Always when they do so, they make mistakes, they know exactly what they do. Some people are not saying that the ballot box somewhere it depends on, or that the choice of the people depend on the ballot power. They know. So there's a type of sense on people counter them. And then type of mixture box of everything. When they don't try that when we make it so not the talk, we say, no, we put in 2023, trust me, 2023 will come, actually, no testimony don't come, they don't clean.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So we really need for the safety, as a result of the people, we need for the safety. Seriously.
So what do you think about this trip where President Bio go, where he say, personally, they invite him for making a present, now that make he go with it in group. What's your take on that? Because a lot of more they go on social media. Some people they say, no more, na lie, na go you want for go because he this or that. So what's your take? Now the last, just summarize because we don't go out of time.
Okay, this particular thing, people don't get different conception about the term. Firstly, it is true that the British government pay for the president to go. We want them willing to go. Amongst which now 10 presidents decide to go. And all other presidents are involved. But because of a virtual meeting that you do on through Skype or through Zoom, the other president decide for follow by Zoom. Other presidents, like Buhari, who all understand now out of travel now, no matter the way they super one, they all decide for travel. Then decide for go. And the funny thing is, the president, when Amarabio, holds such a meeting, they make a provision for go with a 78-man delegation, of which the British government from account and only agree to 12. In a 12 in go with. Among them 12 they will go with, 7 of them people are your family members. Then.
Uh-oh. So it doesn't look like Malawi president, huh?
Including the people who don't know businesses. Another two.
I say so if you buy like a Malawi president, right?
Another two.
No, I say Madam Yofiba like the Malawian president will go with 3 of his family members.
Yes. And when you have 3 go with, I don't know you know. You have 3 go with, Madam will be 2 disgraceful for top notes. Because Madam you have 7. In one family or like now, all go this go. You get me, eh? The one that go now this program. So let's make another part first. So the fact is, the president becomes a reason for stay. But when the president is in a country, not ready for you, one thing I take in family made and go on a vacation. If that means I do in the country and I work for the people. Why not go take vacation and go enjoy this trip with the family then? And let them continue for suffer and maybe. You get me? So now that's not the exact situation will happen. And the president they go for go talk about us. If I know the president, they profess about a free quality education that they provide free food, they provide free books. They not talk about all that stuff. And before that, they go say, the thing that way they go school now. Anyone who left school and go follow man business. Now we get a chance, some they don't make to pick them, they want to home them, to confuse them, to make themselves do what they want to do because there is no law. They will tell you, say, if you mistake go do this, now this will become the problem. The education will become a problem. They will make glad to say, hey, I'm not going to step this boundary because I want to pursue education. But now, glad to say, hey, come on, we can do anything after all, we can go to school still. You get me? There are certain laws that they put. Now, because for make it serve as a reason for people that use their conscience or understand to do this, it's bad. Now, it makes the laws that they do. Not because we all the time for wicked anybody. Now, it make other countries that say, okay, yes, they go on first. Don't you can't continue. That's someone else to go with. Nobody are going to say.
All right,
but
so
now, we don't pick where they go to school. They go to my mother inside school. Where, for that, my mother, that area of that area of sex, now common ideology now to them. I'm going to discuss it with girls to kill. They talk about 18 years old for what so can classroom. Imagine that kind of level is. Now this time it go both street. I'm not saying about thing, but there is a provision where Tijan Kababi carry. They allow pregnant girls to go to special school. Special school, correct. But for mix them with picking them when now begin yet, it's a problem.
All right. So let me some of we it's gone back. Well, probably we'll not get time again, but we don't lose Williams back. All right, but let me just read the emails the comments will be in the camp at the program. I go start with Pato. I believe say this Nami man we start this program here. Pato say Kuruma APC was the same guy attacking former VP Samsumana when he was sacked. The guy is just looking for attention, but I don't blame him. I blame the past APC government that was feeding him. Junior Kabo say this government cannot hide behind the guise of abolishing the death penalty while going around using their dogs to kill citizens willy-nilly to avoid themselves being accountable in the future. And he also talks saying the one way the citizens will accept the complete abolition of the death penalty is when life in prison means life without no parole, no presidential pardon. Life means life. And Kadiatu say nice. And he also say it is very important for the party. All right. Then he also say thanks Williams for the Stay Red movement. And he say so if abolishing the death penalty requires consulting the citizenry, in other words, a referendum, does that mean the next government will have a legal stand to negotiate the murder abolition of the death penalty because of the missteps that legally surround the murder decision? I want to touch on this particular question from Musa Conte. Mr. Conte, me not a legal minded person, so I'm not go able for answer say yes or no. But based on Williams, they try for call again. All right, hold on. Hello?
Williams.
Yeah, Williams.
I just
Yeah, sorry, I think say you network they fluctuate. So I've been just they try for read some of the emails, the comments that will come in. Where I want since now you bring up this it's still on the abolition now people then actually will then come. Musa Conte say so if abolition the death penalty requires consulting the citizenry, in other words, a referendum, does that mean the next government will have a legal stand to negate the murder abolition of the death penalty because of the missteps that legally surround the murder decision? So what's the time for talk about? You talk saying in other words,
I get them.
Okay.
Now, basically, I can always use one word in the program. I can talk saying murder bio what I call them. They do how to call this law against where they go against the constitution or commit a coup. You understand there?
Yeah.
Where the law in a death penalty. They always go against the constitution. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
Everything that the constitution, according to the constitution, I can say they perform treason. I can always say mother they perform treason. People don't understand. But anybody will go against the provisions of the constitution is an act of treason. That's our constitution. Now what the constitution says. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
Now make I just say this. If mother they illegally endorse or come with any law where illegal, any other sober-minded government will come, get the tendency and get the right for make sure that watch over that law day again and repeal what the past government approve of. What's illegal is not good for the people of this country, and it was not approved by the people of this country, or in not in accordance with the constitution.
So the problem here is twofold. we are seeing upon this one. Number one, when you talk about a referendum, I don't say you don't explain what's in a referendum. Now you previous statement. When you talk about a referendum, now when you put certain things up for election, for let people then choose whether they agree with that thing or not. The one that when are legal minded people, then he still come back and say, well, it doesn't necessarily mean say you have to do it in a national referendum, because we already have parliament we represent those people, so those parliamentarians can serve as explain that.
The constitution is clear. I make you understand. The constitution make it clear.
Mm-hmm.
If an act when passed by parliament, it already recognizes the parliament or passer.
Yeah.
You get me?
Mm-hmm.
It will not go become law if it reaches to the president until it passed through an act of referendum. The constitution it make it clear. The constitution not jump parliament to. Not just jump to referendum. It make it clear. It say an act. The act first for pass through parliament first. So that means it recognize parliament before it comes to the other phase of farm. So that excuse possible you say, well, the parliamentarians them now representatives of the people and the constituents them. So that means the parliamentarians approve, and the constituents don't approve, and the nation don't approve. No. What also the constitution say.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand. I don't get you. I think say
act of parliament.
Yeah, I understand. I don't understand what you try for talk. So now the other problem where I get is, like I said, I've been trying to tell some people them when you go offline. The problem here is because we now goat. Sorry to say that, but we now goat. Goats. Then always they tie in egg. Then the owner they carry when is we one carry go. Now that we not get the power, and now the international community that they force this thing on we, maybe the next president will get for come. You know, get the mind for can negate this again, as Mr. Conte say, because say he can get a backlash from the international community with the temper. What do you think about that?
No, we not say not for reverse death penalty. Now the process of the constitution you get for fala. With constitution and the British constitution, English constitution, or German constitution, American constitution, it's the same. We know constitution, now what's not in provisions, let me follow. Not on the act itself. We can abolish the act, well and good. But let's follow the due process. Now no more real problem.
Yeah, I totally agree.
If Sierra Leoneans agree say for pull-up, we will pull up. Why can't we follow the due process? If we have the money for regulate all aspects, I forget about that. We just make sure that the judges they not use them. It's not you president can tell judges say well for now, or parliament is for now. But not making all day into what is into law. The judges they not use them. We put a suspension now. We go look into them. Whatsoever it is, we not that go do them because I'm not a law person. But you need to go through what the constitution say before you do them. If not, it's a treasonable act.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, like I say, we not get power. We still tied up to we masters them, and then they control. We na remotes, we na robots them way, and they just they control like any kind device. We na device anyway. Mr. Williams, just want to take this opportunity for thank you very much for kind of the program. May God bless you. And what we talk today, hopefully a lot of people then will get a clear understanding for waiting the APC party they do and whose side will get for go from here. And I just the pray God say make party they able to come together and try for work out things, because 2023 always they say, me brother, no matter what the missteps way Mother be they do right now, it's not enough. That alone not enough for make we able to win 2023. We have to get a strategy. We have to try for separate ourselves from the missteps of Madabio and convince people and say we are better than this government, so make them put we back in the power. We can't able to do that if we not get a strategy. And then small internal fight here, they distract we from trying for make strategy. Madabio get all the advantages the way he need. Now in the power, he get the power. He get the money, he get the influence, and now he get neck. When are the most important thing. You didn't as alone, you know what thing they go on. Now Madabio what we understand, correct me if I'm wrong. Now it is time for changing some of the neck officials them we probably you know, believe say then go dance to Interim and replace with the one that way loyal to him. That's another problem. So we have to resolve them problems as soon as possible and try to get a candidate so that we'll be able to start the healing process, because the healing process get for take a long time. You know, based on waiting all that happen, the healing process get for take a long time. So I just want to thank you for come and when they do a very good job yonder na salon day. We're proud of you. We're proud of all the one the way you work very hard for this party. May God bless you. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I don't know. Mr. will give me that word. I want to tell you, thank you for giving us the opportunity for come out and talk to Sierra Leoneans and for understand basic things that would happen in our country, because most of them things that the people them can blind to them, or by virtue of the fact they're not afraid the things how things they occur in our country, they might be left behind with certain issues. And because there are people who know they come out and tell people and exactly waiting at the consequence and things that really happen really affect we all, people might not know. And that kind of opportunity that they give me for using a platform to talk to people, I think it's very good. And this they enhance the job we all do for the country, because it's a sacrifice. We can see people go now both stadium no more talk city stadium and the Kumabila and jail for Panadol, because they say they see Panadol and push. You get me? So if we talk all this, I wonder what I go jail before. You know what I mean? So that is the situation. But if some of you not sacrifice this sacrifice, you become selfish to yourself. Trust me, the people on the left are the dark. Me know they do this by virtue of anything, by virtue of bringing confusion in the country, and they cannot believe in anybody where they promote any something where they cause division or confusion or theft or war in our country. I believe in amicability, peace, and to democratic transition and constitutionality in the United States. You get me? So I want to tell you thank you, and I want to tell the people that want to follow, because they said they follow the program, they follow the one of the text, and the one that say thank you. Kadisi say I want to thank you to yourself and other people that know the text and we ask questions and we give them new comments. I thank you now all. So we have for the Secretariat movement, and the Secretariat movement is open for family to be member. If you want to do that, do and through this number, we have 076-067-911. Peace to be all. And again, 2023, that we know. There is no truth about it. We are ready and ready.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you very much, my brother.
Yeah, thank you too.
See you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we don't come to the end of this program, and I just want to thank once more Mr. Williams from Secretariat Movement for can talk to we about we party and what we supposed to do as a party for make we able to go before. I know say one of the problems we will get is the emotional things that what they do na social media. Sometimes they distract you from doing waiting the benefit the party. And one thing again, I also want to emphasize the one the way they cause na social media, then they cause some elders of the party and this that and this not the the help we. I want to make we know that this not distraction, definitely not distraction. Cause not to a strategy at all. I think say what we supposed for focus, and I always they say what we supposed for focus as a party is for make we able distinguish ourselves from the SLPP for say yes, we are better than the SLPP. If this is the case, where I believe saying not the case, then why don't we behave like that? Why don't we behave better? You know, we have to behave better. But this cause the cost one day because they support candidate A, you candidate B, they support, so therefore all what you would then call, instead of you come within the context of the internal politics, say, okay, I support this candidate because he will able to do A, B, C, D than the other candidate. The other one back saying, I support that candidate because they do X, Y, Z. That's not in our civilized politics, not so for good on social media begin to go cause people them, they work. Do ya? A lot of you know that Dr. Mankota for a very long time. I started this network 2010. 11 years now. And most of the people, the way they follow me, they know same. I am very pragmatic. I know they shy away for tell the truth to me, leaders them, because I believe say the best way we will able help this party for make you say the truth where they benefit the party, even if you're not popular within the party. Because one of the things where I believe say people they know they look at some of them they know the truth for CS, this not true. But because either because of this selfish, liberalism or whatever you call them, then they free for tell we leaders of the party say, no, if you do XYZ, now the outcome this for this. So think about what they do. Me not sound like that. Before a lot of people then be hate me because of that stand way I take. So but I believe strongly in my heart for saying that's not the right thing way I supposed to do. Before even somebody been think about losing election during 2015, 16. Me now one of the people that we been done to detect certain anomalies we been going now with party, and I've been so vocal for tell the party leaders them privately and publicly say, if you continue for do this, this is the outcome. We will going to be in disaster. Today, look at what they go on now with party. It's very, very shameful. It's very, very bad. We they still continue the same thing. So, cause not to is tragedy. Let we dissociate ourselves from people the way they cause. Because you know why? It they give bad name to the party. We want people then way where they able to think rationally and able for give something where we will able to take out there to the people then for make we succeed. But because somebody who's can benefit where they get for the party, you don't get nothing for the party. Except na bad name will say, but the APC and so cause then they pay. I don't want to be part of that. Now that make every time I they bring people them when they can't talk, we get frank talk. I want frank talk. I want constructive talk. Even within the party, if you get a leader within the party where you disagree with, you don't have to insult that leader. Tell them the truth. Very simple, with respect. Even the leader now agree with you. When you're going to do in the sleep, in conscious debate and say, I'm angry with this guy, wait, tell me this, but it seems like something where what is saying not true. So Musa Conte say, in regards to the unity among the party, among the APC, the fact that Mamiko seems to raise temper among members and the fear that it might cause a rift is laughable. APC party must avoid small madness. Where is your big picture? Where is your big picture thinking? The goal of thinking should be how to take back government by any means necessary. That's exactly now they talk about Mr. Conte. Because not to strategy. And let me give you one very important thing. I remember, I think 2000, when was that? 2018? I think 2018. When we get APC summits, APC diaspora summits na Ohio. We all go there. One of the things I've been talk about with some folks then within the gathering was the fact that we been they hail some of them behavior than they now we self been they encourage some of them behavior than they and I understand during the internet they based on what I've been they realize a lot of people then they're not being realized say we get for lost the election. A lot of them then they don't sleep, they don't go ever think say we for been lost that election day. Now few of we been they actually blow that alarm day. In fact, when they blow the alarm, some people then say we are too pessimistic. So when we lost the election, what happened? The shock where a lot of people then get, they were looking for any consolation. And they see say somebody when they come and begin make mamikos against this government, it's enough for make we encourage them, for make we able just satisfy we emotional things that we would go through. So I understand, I understand. But I've been telling them say this is not a strategy. This is not a strategy. This right now we don't lost the election. This is part of the democratic process. You go lose. You don't get for the in the power forever. You get for lose. So you get for prepare for the loss. But a lot of people have not been prepared for the loss. So therefore, the shock where them get. So then they look at anybody who can say, Mother Bio in this, Mother Bio in that, or this person in that. Then they embrace them because that will able get some kind of solace. So I tell them, say, this they come back and bite to it because this is not a strategy. Now that we know so we don't lose the election, the next day let us start for plan for the next election. Now so politicians that are supposed to do, modern politicians that are supposed to do. The election don't do. So let's start the planning for the next election. Unfortunately, them they drown some of we get that rational thinking. Them they drown we. You know, the noise was so loud that they not been hearing we. And what will happen? After the dust don't begin settle, what will happen? The people that will be the cause, the other side. They don't cause all the people that are the other side. So nobody really again for cause. What will happen? Then begin turn per way. Per self. Now we know than the cause. Now that make I've been talk say during the internet day. I say the danger here is if now you they feed the lion every time. The time when food no day, you will be the menu. That's what exactly what I have been advised and say. We have to be very careful. They're not really listening. So hopefully now that we don't realize it, we need now for sit down and strategize. I dey call on everybody when I APC member for make we do this. We can do it. We can win the elections, but we're not be able to win the election with this type of atmosphere where with APA. So now me won't take that one day no more. I thank you very much again. May God bless we all. So we'll go see you back next week, Saturday. This Sunday a special program because Williams not been get the chance for camp. So he tell me say do ya let we do this on Sunday. Let that make again the chance for make it come and can tell we what he get for tell we. So I see you back Saturday, 12 o'clock Pacific time, 3 o'clock Eastern time. Good night.